Our next lesson in economics is selling, buying, and brokers. Our goal for this lesson is to identify the process for purchasing or selling a stock. Look at your vocabulary words. Initial location where stock transaction takes its first steps. Broker acts as an intermediary in the purchase, is a brokerage house. An amount given to a broker for his services. Sometimes it is a flat fee, other times it is a percentage, his commission. A drop in the market which may signify a good time to buy stocks is a dip. The place on the exchange where the actual selling and buying is done is a floor. Person who is actually in the stock exchange and will perform the physical purchase of stock for the buyer is a floor broker. An upturn in the market, which may signify a good time to sell stocks, is a rise. A form of proof of possession of stock, mostly obsolete nowadays, is a stock certificate. The financial agreement and exchange of money for shares is a transaction. If you'd know the value of money, go and borrow some, by Benjamin Franklin, Poor Richard's Almanac. What actually happened with the broker when you bought the Mattel stock? It seems simple enough to you, but what went on behind the scenes? A lot of people were involved with your purchase. When you told the broker you wanted to get those 6 shares of Mattel stock, he sent a message to a person who is working on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. That person is just like the people you see on the news clips of the stock market on television, where they show people frantically waving their arms and dropping paper all over the floor. There could be another stock exchange that he could have called. But for this story, we'll just say that he made a call to the person on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange itself. Okay. So in your notes, I want you to put today's date. Okay, so you went to the broker. You purchased stock. Your broker tells that person to buy 6 shares of Mattel stock for you. The person he is talking to is called the floor broker, and the transaction takes place on the floor of the stock market. Okay. Now the broker called the floor broker. Now the floor broker is at the stock market. In fact, I'll put that. At the stock markets. And your broker told them to buy 6 shares of Mattel stock for you. The floor broker will go over to a part of the NYSE, the New York Stock Exchange floor, that have companies that specialize in this type of stock you want to purchase. The floor broker purchases your 6 shares of Mattel. So the floor broker purchases your stock. And then reports the trade to the floor. Okay. Then the floor broker reports the trade to the floor. That means that hundreds of computers all over the NYSE, the New York Stock Exchange, have recorded your transaction. Okay. So, many computers record your transaction. Okay, so let's review so far. We went to the broker, you purchased stock, the broker called the floor broker at the stock market. The floor broker purchases your stock, the floor broker reports the trade to the floor, many computers record your transaction. Okay, so what happens next? The floor broker then reports back to the brokerage house that the deal has been completed. Okay, so the floor broker reports to the brokerage house that the deal has been completed. The deal has been completed. It's done. You have a receipt of the business, but the broker will not send you a paper stock certificate like they used to. The transaction is almost totally electronic. You may buy and trade frequently, and each time the broker charges a service fee. Okay? So you wanted to sell the stock. Say you wanted to sell the stock. Purchasing and sell. Man, I'm sorry. Say you wanted to sell the stock. Purchasing and selling, as we will learn, will have to do with the rises and dips in the market. You would call the broker, and the process would go almost the same way. The broker will deduct his commission and then pass the money on to you. In some cases, many discount brokerages are offering significant discounts for conducting purchases over the internet. Okay, so we said we call the broker calls a person on the floor of the exchange, probably an employee of his. The floor broker goes to the area allotted for that particular stock. He buys the desired amount of stock from the company. He reports it on the floor and then back to your brokerage house. The stock is yours. Okay? Make sure you study this lesson. I want to add one thing here before we finish. It says if you sell the stock, okay. Okay. If you sell stock, the broker deducts his commission. Is that 1M? No. Before giving you your money. Your money. Okay, you buy stock when there's a dip. You sell stock when there's a rise. Okay? Go ahead and study this lesson and study your notes and answer the questions.